Hey everybody, it's Mark, Colorado Sasquatch Research. Today is April the 11th, 2017, and we are back in the forest today in an area I call the Holy Place. Anyways, last week we had released some pictures of a possible grave, a couple different grave sites that I believe where I may have a possible Bigfoot buried. This one right here. This is an immense mound that I have found. I found this back in 2012, I believe. Anyways, it is a heavy mound. I mean, this ground is soft. There's something in there, and whoever did this threw this logs on top of this. Now, whatever's buried here, if you look around the bottom, it kind of curves like in a crescent moon. And then it kind of goes down along this hill, but it's on this hill, and somebody threw these logs and piled this in kind of a descriptive way, I guess you could say. I've always believed that there's a grave here. I don't know if it's Bigfoot or an old Ute Indian grave. This area is very hot, has been for me over the years, and what Susan's going to do is she's going to film me as I make my way up. There's a cave up here, and she's going to follow me around because I've never ever checked out along this up here. So I'm going to go up there and inspect that cave and hopefully not get attacked by an animal. But right here, there's a secondary mound that's been covered up with stumps and stuff. Not sure if that's a different grave, if that's what this is, but as you can see, this is a big mound. This is a big mound. Something really big has been buried here, and that's a huge log. That's a 500-pound log or more that's been thrown on top of the mound, and it's like they don't want you in there. I found this in 2012, so it's been here a long time, and no one has ever messed with it. I've never found trash or anything's moved. It's been the same for 2012, but it's one of those things I kept my eye on over the years just to be sure. And the sun's falling funny. So anyways, so we started here because I showed pictures of this, and as people know, I've been talking about what, me wanting to look into certain caves and so forth, because I believe that I'm going to be able to recover one of two things in my research area. Is I'm either going to run across Spanish gold, Indian burial grounds, or Sasquatch bones. Now, my thing about the elephant's graveyard, I believe the Sasquatch do. A lot of people believe they bury their dead. So this is what I would call a mound. I mean, look at it. It's huge. It's got to be 10 feet. It kind of winds around. See? This isn't a natural work. This is a mound, a grave. Somebody buried something here long ago. But like I said, it could be Indians, it could be Bigfoot. I don't know, but eventually I'll get to poking into it. But today we're just kind of hanging out, doing the sit and relax and just enjoy the day out in the forest kind of thing. And we're not really putting in miles hiking. We're kind of tired. Susan took a couple spills down the hill last time, and she's still kind of bruised from that one, and I've spilled a couple times. Really rough terrain, but this is an area where I like to come, and so we're going to keep focusing on this and just keep an eye on it over the years. Like I said, no one's ever messed with it, so that's a good thing. Now, what turned me on originally to this mound was I was coming down this hill, working along, and I came down, and then in this little ravine over here, I noticed that there had been sticks. Now this is kind of dilapidated too. It's not as big as it was, but this used to be all covered in this ravine, and I was like, well, who would... That's what I saw before I saw the mound. And as you can see, it's all fallen in. But there was a roof built between this boulder and this boulder here, and they built a roof. And you can see the sticks down here. and all that fell. So it was nice. And when I came across it, I said, nice, you know, structure. It's in a ravine, so you know, if the water comes up off the top of the canyon, it's going to come down. So I couldn't figure, well, why would they build it there? You know, it doesn't make sense unless the deer come through here or animals, and it's a place to hide. It's hidden between two boulders. Maybe in the summer they like to sit because the water, you know, runs down the mountain that way. So sorry about the sun. So anyways, this structure has fallen in a little. You can see all the pieces it fell in. Some of it still, but it was really weaved and really nice. So, you know, I went down in there, sat there for a while, and came up. And as I came over the rise, as I, you know, started moving more away from it, I said, whoa, what is that? And that tree break, by the way, is new. Don't recognize that. Really creepy area at night. There's a huge cave up here I gotta go look at, see what's up there. But that's how I ran across this. And I said, you know what? This looks like a big body. It's like, this is the head here, see? It's all soft. The head, shoulders, it looks just like a Bigfoot. It's huge. Winds around. And it's all soft. And I said, you know what, if I was still in law enforcement and I was looking for a missing person, I'd say somebody's buried here, a human, and they tried to cover it up, and they threw this wood all over it to cover it up. So this is an area that I may dig into a little as time goes by. I haven't decided what I want to do. I want to, at least for right now, I have a couple areas that me and Susan are looking at. We have found up along certain canyon walls carvings that we believe are Aztec or Ute made. It's very Mayan and Aztec symbology, a lot of skulls and snakes and stuff we've sewn. It's carved, it's not natural. I mean, it takes a little while to learn it, but we started going back in all the literature and matching up the stuff that we thought was carved, and it was like, bam! It started matching up. You had snakes, cats, skulls, everything that was Mesoamerican or Aztec type stuff. Not so much Aztecs weren't into the skulls as much as the Mayans, and the Mayans did a lot of skull and death, scary stuff, jaguar people. So anyways, this is an area that I'm going to keep an eye on, this mound, and I'm going to eventually dig it up. So what I'm going to do next for this kind of segment today is I'm going to put my pack on and get ready, and she's going to film me going up to that cave, because I don't want to have both of us on top of this ridge going up there if an animal comes out of that cave. So she's just gonna film me, and so. But there you go. So this is a possible location of a hominid burial, and it's one of several that I've found. I still believe that if I ever ran across the Sasquatch bones, they're going to do the elephant's graveyard, and they're going to be in a shaft, in a cave shaft on the other side of the canyon over there, way on the other side. So the caves on this side of the canyon don't appear, I've never found one as deep as I have. That side, I mean, you're talking black holes, like mine shafts go into the earth. That's what I think Sasquatch does. I think that they go to a place where their ancestors are buried, and they probably throw the bodies down the shaft, much like Erectus did, or Homo heidelbergensis at the Pit of Bones in Spain. That was my initial coming up, or I didn't come up with the name Elephant's Graveyard, but it kind of led me to that, because elephants, they ritualize the death. They like to die. The old elephants do, you know, with their ancestors. But Homo heidelbergensis at the Pit of Bones in Spain, deep caves, they throw them down shafts. Same with the new Denisovan discovery. They packed themselves as far as they could back into caves, That's where the archaeologists dig, and that's where the bones they find. In most hominid cases where we have their bones, that's where they were found. Archaeologists, paleontologists, blah, 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 found them in the back of the cave. So that's why my theory holds that we're going to find Bigfoots here. That's why I've always said, and I believe they're here, is because of the caves. In fact, this whole area may be a damn graveyard, and we just haven't found where it's at. But like I said, if this is a Ute burial ground, this thing is hundreds of years old, if not thousands. So this has been sitting here for ages, ages, ages. It could be Utes. There's a little danger in that too. You know, one should not go digging up ancient burial grounds and get the curse of the mummy put upon them. And well, you know the story if you've researched it. Anyways, another reason. Check this tree out here, how it's all twisted. This was done a long time ago. This little tree, it's arched over this stump. Kind of lays over and hooks up. Kind of interesting. So, now this other one, it could be the same. Like I said, this one looks like an animal denned into it. Huge rotted stump on top of a soft mound. But it may not be. It may not be the same as what I'm thinking. What that was. But so it all started out with the structure in the ravine. I found the mound. Looks like somebody tried to cover something up. And the other stuff has been here for a number of years. This giant tree. There's the stump. Boom. Dropped it. A lot of tree breaks in here. So, alright, so I'm going to hand the camera to you.
Alright.
And I'm going to make my way up there. And hopefully I don't fall and break my neck.
You and me both. Okay, I will follow you.
Alright. I think this is the first time we've ever done a video like this.
Kind of a steep hill.
See, there's another break that's embedded in that small tree right there. I will take pictures inside the cave from my phone when I get up there. Damn. This is steep. You only go as far as you want, because it's going to take me a minute. This is the kind of ridge that Todd Stanning had his Bigfoot on. Stood up, boom. Really steep ridge. I've got prints too. Very large print right here. Boom. See almost a trail up there. Have to go up this way and across.
Whew.
Doing okay?
Yeah, steep.
Raptors been up here. We got a raptor here. Probably a hawk and an owl. Oh, you made it good. Again. I've never been up here, so. That's okay.
How's it look?
Not deep. It's not deep, but it's a nice overhang. Kind of overlooks the valley.
Whew.
Yeah, it's just a small cave. Now see, it looks a lot deeper from down there, but it's just a little tiny one.
Well, it looks like there's a hole that goes
Yeah,
down.
there's a hole. The thing about archaeology, if you're going to be looking for bones, it's a slow process. You got to haul a sifter and buckets up here, sift the dirt, look for arrowheads, and you never know if you'll find bones, but I suspect this is a secondary cave. Here's the one I showed last week.
Careful.
So, not as deep as it looked, huh?
Yeah, it looked really deep. So a surprise. Well, now we know.
Well, now we know. And it overlooks the grave, see? Alright, well, be careful going down because
Okay.
this is
I may shut it off.
Oh, here. Huh? You want? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we gotta turn the camera off so that so that we can. But again, on our trail for the bones of Bigfoot, we'll be inspecting places like this and deeper caves. Like I said, I didn't know what to expect up here because I've never been in this one. Yeah, it looked deeper than it was from way down there. And we're just gonna keep working along. And so that'll be, I guess, we have a couple segments coming. It hasn't been real eventful today, no whoops, vocalizations. But we're all alone out here in the forest, so who knows what can happen. So we're gonna work down and just keep working along this canyon wall here. And if we find some better caves, we'll check them out. But there's no reason to think that there might not be bones buried under this layer of dirt in here. I mean, this is old Ute Indian country. So that'll be it for this segment for April 11th, 2017. Colorado Sasquatch Research. Mark and Susan Crone. Say bye! All right.